You are now entering the Queenup Chronicles Talk Zone, the place where crowns are corrected, kings are supported, and the love is real.
Hold up, Jay.
Queenup! We're moving, we're grooving, we're building, we're loving, we're
Good day,
queening.
kings and queens. I am Jay West. Welcome to Queenup Chronicles Talk. And you know what time it is. It's time for the royalty. All right, so I need y'all to ring the bell. And this royalty is specifically for my sister queens, okay? This is a situation that we deal with independently of our kings, all right? So here it is. The royalty is self-imposed competition. I want you to think about that for a minute. This is when we're competing with ourselves. We don't realize it. However, this is our reality. And I'm going to tell you how it goes, right? So listen. I'm going to tell you, I have a sister queen who's beautiful, who's doing her thing. She's a professional, and she's had so many great accomplishments. So we attended an event some time ago, before the pandemic, obviously, right? We attended an event, and she is always a negative Nancy, negative Natasha, right? That's who she is. So we attended an event. We had a fabulous time. I felt fabulous. She looked gorgeous, and everything was good. The next morning, I received a call from negative Natasha, right? And I'm thinking we're going to have a celebratory conversation. Everything is going to be good. And I'm ready. I'm here for it, right? Because I had a great night and I'm ready to celebrate that. So negative Natasha starts in on who's hating on her, who's talking about her, who was watching her all night, and the other females who attempted to dress like her. I'm like, I didn't see any of this, right? I was confused. Perplexed nonetheless. But I indulged her, I engaged her, and I said, okay. So I attempted to change the conversation to the positive events for the night, right? Because we want to talk about the celebration, we talk about the accomplishments of other people, of ourselves, and how we celebrate each other throughout the night, right? With our little spirit. Of course, don't forget the spirits, right? But she would not let me get a word in edgewise. So the conversation continued to go to the negative. So I need y'all, sister queens, I need y'all to help me. Ring the bell. I need y'all to sound up on the comments below on my YouTube channel, sound up on Queenup Chronicles Talk on YouTube. We got to help this sister queen get out of that negative mindset. She needs to think about the positive. She needs to think about what she's accomplished. Don't think about the haters. If I had a dime for every time I heard somebody say, they hating on me, child, I'd be at least 1,000 now. Right? Maybe not 1,000,000 now, but 1,000 now, right? So we need to help this sister queen change into a positive mindset, to change her thought process, because it's ridiculous. And I know you've had the experience where somebody contacts you and they are so negative, it kills your energy. It's imperative that we protect our energy at all costs. And I'm going to promise you, sister queens, at this juncture, I don't have time to allow anybody in my space who's not positive, who's not building, who's not connecting. But first of all, let me tell you what queens do. All right? First of all, let me tell you what queens don't do. Queens don't compete. Queens don't criticize. And queens don't compare. No, sister queens, we do not do that. Okay? That's a no-no. All right? So let me tell you what queens do. All right? Queens collaborate, we connect, and we conquer. All right? Need I say more? So I need you all to sound up on the comments. I need help. This sister queen needs help. All right? So sound off. But I'm going to take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I'm going to give 3 tips to help this sister. But I know there's more. This is an all-inclusive comment and conversation. All right? So when I come back from this commercial break, I need y'all to listen in. All right? So stay tuned to Queenup Chronicles Talk. Welcome back to Queenup Chronicles Talk. I am Jay West, and we're here. We're about to help this sister queen. She's in desperate need of some advice. All right? So what I'm going to give her 3 tips of how to overcome that negative Natasha mindset. All right? For number 1, sis, affirmations. They work. I promise you. Put those sisters on your mirror, on your card console, wherever you need them. On the affirmations, what you're going to put is, I am worthy. I am beautiful. I am enough. I am a queen. Place them randomly around your house, even on your refrigerator, your stove, your countertop, on your makeup chest, wherever you need to put them. Affirmations are the key. And that's number one. Number two, sis, practice the pause. And I'm going to do it right now. Practicing the pause entails you stopping the negative thoughts, right? Pause for a minute. Any negative thought that's permeating your mindset, you're going to change that. When you recognize and realize that you're thinking negative, you're going to counteract that with a positive connotation, a positive thought. Again, it goes back to number one. I am beautiful, I am valuable, I am enough, and I am a queen. Because all these are facts. All right? And number three. Number three talks about forgiving yourself. Because evidently, sis, there's something that's going on inside of you that negates you entertaining the positive that's happening in your life. You're accomplished, you're beautiful, you're educated, you are who you were meant to be. All right? So let's talk about forgiving yourself. An honorable mention, self-care. Honey, please, I can't tell you how many times I go and get my 1-hour massage. It's very much needed. It makes me stay focused, it keeps me grounded, and it makes me feel good. Who doesn't like to be felt all over, right? Who doesn't like to be massaged, all right? Let me keep it PG, all right? Because this channel is for the kids too, or at least the young adults, all right? So sis, those are my 3 pointers, or my 3 points of advice, and the honorable mention, self-care. Practice it. You're worthy of it, and that's what you deserve. All right? So Sister Queens, we need to, hey, this is a 911. We got to help this Sister Queen change her negative mindset. So stay tuned to Queenup Chronicles Talk 1. I have an amazing guest coming to you. She's a personal injury attorney, and she also practices criminal law. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back to Queenup Chronicles Talk. I am Jay West, and I'm here with criminal defense attorney and personal injury lawyer, Kesia Early. Welcome, sis.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
For gracing the royalty room.
Yes, ma'am. I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much. So tell my viewers, what motivated you to get into criminal law?
Well, years ago, I was formerly incarcerated. And during my period of incarceration, I had to be locked up in solitary confinement.
Okay.
And then ultimately, I decided, I want to give back. So I didn't want just to be any type of lawyer. I want to be a criminal defense attorney. So here I am.
Right. But honey, you smoothed over that story. So you were incarcerated. Let's take it back. So you were incarcerated.
Yes, I was.
And what was the charge?
It was embezzlement. Okay. So I was working at a shoe store and giving away discounts. You know how people are when they find out where you work at.
Right.
They want the hookup. So I did it several times, and I was ultimately arrested, incarcerated, charged, convicted, and sentenced.
Wow.
So throughout that entire process, I saw how I was being treated as a defendant. And I always wanted to be a lawyer. But I said, if I become a lawyer, I would not treat my client that way. Right. Because we all sin and fall short of God's glory, and we all deserve a second chance. So
absolutely.
Here I am.
Absolutely. So when you say you saw how people were treated, they were treated unfairly.
Absolutely. Okay. I mean, even my lawyer, he didn't take the time to prepare my case. Although I was, in fact, guilty of the charges, I felt that I didn't have a fighting chance. He didn't fight for me. He didn't set depositions. He didn't zealously advocate for me. He didn't investigate my case. And oftentimes, defendants want to be represented. They just want to know that they have a voice. Right. And I'm that voice. Right. So I felt that he didn't do his job as well as he should have. Right. So God allowed me to experience that so I can know what not to do. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. So he should have delved into your case a little bit more, investigated a little bit more, because after all, he's fighting for your life.
Of course.
Right? Your
My
freedom.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then even if you're punished, you want to be done so it should be fairly.
Absolutely.
Right? But the disparity that exists in the criminal law, it's ridiculous.
And you said that's very important. There's a huge disparity. There's a huge gap in convictions and also the jail sentences. We know that Black men are sentenced twice as more, if not 3 times as more, as their white counterparts.
Right.
So you can do the same crime,
Right.
but the charge, the conviction, and the sentence is not the same.
Right.
So this is an epidemic within the criminal justice system, and this is why we truly need criminal justice reform and
Right.
prison reform.
Exactly. Prison reform is so very important. So why do you think that is? Why are blacks sentenced so much more harshly than their white counterparts for the same crime?
Yeah, Jay, that's an excellent question. And this is what I've been saying so many years that I've been an attorney, that we lack representation in the criminal justice system.
Right.
Okay, so I'm a black female
Right.
in a white male-dominated profession. We have the judge, he's white.
Right.
We have the prosecutor, he's white.
Right.
Or we have the clerk, she's white. So everyone else is white.
Right.
The jury is white.
Wow.
Because a lot of minorities don't want to serve.
Right.
So when there's an unequal balance, you're going to get an unequal outcome.
Right.
So not only do we have to reform the prison system, the criminal justice system, but also the jury system.
Right.
We need diversity on the bench. So there's so much to do.
Right. Right.
So much to do.
Wow. There's so many things that's against us
Yeah.
that we need to transform and to create an atmosphere that we're getting the proper treatment,
Yeah.
the proper justice. Again, it goes back to prison reform and just being given the same sentences for the same crimes.
Yeah, but
Right?
not only that, I strongly believe in getting rid of the minimum mandatory sentences.
Okay.
Because it takes away the discretion from the judge.
Okay.
So that means if I'm trafficking or if I have, let's say, a certain amount of grams of oxycodone,
Oh, wow.
I'm looking at a mandatory sentence of 3 years.
Okay.
But if I'm the judge and I hear the facts of the case and I'm thinking, well, this is not a trafficking case, this is more of a heavily dependent on case,
Right.
maybe I'll give this person 2 years probation versus 3 years prison.
Right.
See, judges don't understand how it affects the family,
Right. Exactly.
how it
Exactly.
affects the loved ones.
Right.
When you send that person away, they're
Right.
not trash.
Right.
They're someone's son.
They're someone's loved one.
Thank you.
Exactly. They're connected to a family,
Yeah.
someone's father, someone's mother, someone's child.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when we come back, I'm going to take a commercial break.
Okay.
I don't want you to go nowhere, Sister
I'm
Queen.
here. I'm
when
here.
we come back, we're going to talk about the sentencing and how can we change the dynamics.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. We're here on Queenup Chronicles Talk. I want you to stay tuned, but I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and I'm here with Cassia Early. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Queenup Chronicles Talk. I am Jay West, and I'm here with Cassia Early of the Early Law Firm. Hey, sis.
Hey, sis.
We still in the royalty room, boo.
We are.
All right, so what's one thing that we can do to change the disparity in sentencing of black men?
That is an excellent point. First and foremost, it has to change in the legislative branch.
Okay.
So we know that our legislative, they make the laws. So these laws are being made by a bunch of old white men who have no connection with the community.
Right.
So they have a higher sentencing, let's say, for marijuana and crack cocaine because that's a quote unquote black drug.
Right.
But for opioids, they're not sending them to jail as much. They're sending them to rehab because that's a rural America problem.
Wow.
So the sentencing is typically based on what is more racially motivated. So we need to change the laws from within. So we need more senators. We need more local congressmen and women to get in there and say not so and vote nay against these laws and change it from the inside out.
Exactly. So the local voting process really matters.
It's very important.
Okay.
A lot of people focus on the national elections, the presidential election,
Right.
and that is on the bigger spectrum. But the most important elections are your local elections.
Okay.
For your county executive, for your school board commissioners, or anything like that.
Right.
That's what's most important because
Right.
that's what's going to effectuate the most immediate change within
Right.
your community.
Exactly.
We'll get to the president later, but
Right.
we got to start with our local elections, and we need more diversity on the Senate, the House of Representatives,
Okay.
and all across the board.
All right. Okay, so you heard it here. The legislative branch is what makes the laws.
Makes the laws.
All right.
The judicial branch interprets the laws.
Okay.
And the executive branch enforces the law, if I got that right.
Right. Okay. Well, honey, this is what we do, honey. We educate on Queenup Chronicles Talk. Okay.
Yes.
If you ain't get it right, you got it. It's real close,
Yeah.
right? And you know what you're talking about.
Google it.
Right. Google it. Right. That's what I say. Google it.
That's
all
right.
That's what it is. So, sis,
Yes.
you and I were talking off camera.
Yes, we were.
Boo, and I'm proud of you, and I would be remiss in not announcing this. So, You heard it here at Queenup Chronicles Talk. Let's have it, boo.
Okay, so here's the big announcement, and this is actually an exclusive. I've been a practicing attorney for 6 years, and I will be running for judge in the next 2 years. So I'm putting it out there right here on Queenup, all right?
Right.
There is a very low percentage of African-American lawyers. I think we're 2% in the entire profession.
That
of
low?
Female
Wow.
lawyers.
Okay.
So it's even lower for judges.
Wow.
But not only will I know that I will make a change within the judicial branch, but just to let my not my clients, but the defendant see someone that looks like them.
Right.
I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be ethical.
Right.
But I'm coming with my culture. I'm coming with my experience.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
This is a little brown girl that was raised in the hood.
Right. Right.
Made it all the way to
So
the
your
bench.
background, your
Yes.
experience, your environment, all
That's
would play
it.
a role in who you are
Very
as a
important.
judge.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I'm more beyond qualified. I mean, I've tried over 100 cases in 6 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm your girl.
You doing your thing, boo.
That's right.
Exactly. Okay. So, Cassia, how long have you been practicing law?
Okay, so I've been a criminal defense attorney since 2014. I
Okay.
was sworn into the bar September 2014.
Wow.
And ever since then, I started off as a public defender, and now I'm the owner and founder of Early Law Firm.
I know that's right.
Yes.
Yes,
So
boo.
it's all me.
Queen up.
That's it.
Right. Queen
That's
up.
it.
Okay. And then I have to talk about how we met.
Yeah.
Right. We were at a mutual event.
We were.
With a fashion show,
Yeah.
no less, right? Because honey, queens love our fashion.
That's right.
Honey, honey.
Shoe cam, right?
Amazing. I know, right? So we met at a fashion show. I was sitting by myself,
Yeah.
and I was just hanging out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And here comes the queen.
Yes, and
Right?
you know what? One thing about you, Jay, your presence, you don't have to speak. So when I sat next to you, I was like,
Oh, wow.
should I talk to you or not?
Right, right.
And I just did a general, hey, ladies. And
Right.
then the way you spoke, you were just very warm and welcoming.
Thank
and we
you.
hit it off ever since.
We
had
did.
the same goals. We had the same motivation.
Right.
And it's just been genuine ever
Right.
since. So I love you.
It has been. I love you too. So I don't believe in coincidences.
Absolutely
I believe
not.
everything happens for a reason. Because who would think I would meet you
Yep.
at a fashion show, no less?
Exactly.
Right. And then we have so much in common.
Especially on the criminal justice realm.
Right.
And we're always fighting. You're on one side, I'm on the other.
Right.
We have different experiences, but we're going down the same path.
Right.
It goes back to our Constitution that all men are created equal. We
Yes.
know that's not true.
Right.
Why? Because when the Constitution was written, they only considered us 3/4 of a man
Of
or of a
human being. Right.
Right. So
Exactly.
it's not true, but we're going to hold them to that truth.
Right.
To that truth.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
So it's
All
an
right.
everyday struggle.
Okay, Queen. Well, thank you so much, and I love you back.
Absolutely.
Right? So tell my viewers where we can find you. Give all that information, honey. Yes.
Sure. You can find me on Instagram at Early, EARLEY Law Firm. I'm also on Facebook, EARLEY Law Firm. And I have another Instagram, KC Early. If you want your daily motivational messages, go ahead and follow me at KC Early.
So you heard it here on Queenup Chronicles Talk. Judge Cassia Early. All right, we got the exclusive. Now stay tuned. Coming up, I have JAE. He's a teenage rapper and a community activist. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Queenup Chronicles Talk. I am Jay West, and I'm here with JAE. He's a rapper and a community activist. Welcome, JAE.
I'm just Wes. How you doing?
What's happening?
Chilling, cooling.
Everything good?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So tell me, JAE,
Yes, ma'am.
what motivated you to become a rapper?
Partly, I wrote poems before I rap, and I've been rapping for like 6 months, so like not even a whole year.
Okay.
But the reason why is like I got tired of seeing people like officers killing us, and then black on black crime, and too much negativity with the youth. Cause like people at my age, kids at my age, they like half of them don't have any fathers, no outlets. They don't play sports, so they turn to drugs and negativity. So I was the outlet for them. They could listen to my music.
Oh, wow. And that's
Kinda.
wonderful. So seeing what's going on in your community, like you said, the absentee father, that motivated you to be an activist in your community.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So how does that translate to your rapping?
Well, with me, like if you having a bad day, you can just turn on some JE. Like I could take the pain away and all that. Like, cause I experienced a lot of pain through my childhood. like dealing with family and emotional stress and all that. So like I kind of translated that to rap, and I put it over the beat.
You know what I love? I love how you just said turn the JAE and I can take the pain away.
Yeah.
Wow, so I can turn the JAE and take the pain away?
Yeah, you just like no stress.
And that's what it is?
Yeah.
Like period?
That's
Really?
Just chill.
I love it. I love it. Well, you heard it here on Queenup Chronicles Talk, right? We taking pain away here, right?
Yes,
With
ma'am.
JAE.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. So as far as your rap, what message are you sending in your rap?
Positivity.
Okay.
Like basically positivity and legal rights, because nobody at my age talking about legal rights. Nobody at my age experienced what I experienced with officers.
Okay.
And like just nobody experienced that. And I think that could take me far, because if you don't have an experience and everybody doesn't have that, like you're different, you stand out. And I'm standing out because I'm myself and I'm naturally different.
I love it. You're an individual.
I'm an individual.
How old are you, JAE?
I'm 15.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about your experience with the police officers.
Well, it started when I was like young, like in 4th grade. I had a teacher, and we had fake money system, so I didn't give her no money. So she called the cops.
Oh wow!
And in the classroom, and he stayed right there with his hand on his gun. I was like, you gonna shoot me because I ain't giving no fake money?
Oh wow!
He had his hand on his gun, like you gonna give me the money? I'm like, no. And that's when that was my very first encounter. But mainly, my dad had an encounter with the officers. They drew a gun on him. He told my mom about it like the morning. I was scared. I was like, you could have died, Dad. He was like. Yeah, son, I could have died.
So all this trauma affecting you. Yeah. So in your 4th grade with the money system, that was a fake money system. They called the police, right? Overreacting.
The school
police. In my opinion.
Oh, way over. Like,
wow. And then your dad had the same another encounter, which was a negative encounter.
They actually dropped the guns because they thought he's a security guard, and they didn't think he was a security guard. It was just profiling.
Okay. So he had a gun on him at the time.
No, my dad didn't have a gun. The officers had a gun.
Oh, the officer had a gun. Okay. Oh wow, that's very traumatic. So how are you dealing with that?
My rap, I put it on a pen and paper. I don't like my first song. It was a freestyle, and it wasn't good. So I started writing. I was like, I could actually do this, because I used to write a lot of poems. Like I did a Mother's Day poem, a Father's Day poem. So she's like, son, you good? Right. I was like, you right, Ma?
Okay.
She said, make a rap. So I made my first rap, and that was the Avoid the Traps rap. And
okay.
That's
all right. So JAE, tell me about the trap card.
Well, the trap card came from my mom's law firm. It's called Early Law Firm. So she made these trap cards because officers like to trick you and like trap you into tricks. That's a bar.
Yeah, exactly. That's a bar, right?
That's a bar. But T stands for don't get tricked, because they like to trick you. R stands for respect. That's like putting hot coals on your head. Then A stands for attorney. You ask for an attorney. P stands for don't give permission to search your car or your belongings. And S stands for be quiet. Silence is golden. Like just be quiet. Don't say nothing.
Man, I love it. It makes sense, right?
It makes sense.
Trap.
Like if you quiet, and rest in peace King Von, but he beat a murder case from being silent.
Oh,
like
wow.
he sat for 3 years, but he was quiet. He beat a murder case.
Wow.
So I did my research on that. So.
Wow, now that's impressive.
Yeah.
You use the law to your benefit, right?
Kill somebody.
And don't get trapped in the traps and tricked in the traps.
Don't get tricked in the trap.
And traps in the tricks.
No.
That's a
Don't
bar.
What do you
mean?
Get tricked in the trap.
See, now you're trying to stop Jay West from my rap career.
No, I'm JAE.
Okay, all right then. Well, I'm JAY.
Period.
All right. All right, that's what it is. All right.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do right now, how about spit a bar? What you want to do on the trap rap? Let's
I'm
go.
a second guap. You can think of Mel Chapo. Hanging with the homies, you can call me El Vato. Coming off the boat, and I go to Trabajo.
All right, you heard it here. It don't get no better than that. There's bars for you, all right? Now you're going to tune into the video on YouTube, Avoid the Traps.
Yeah. Arrive alive. Avoid the traps. Arrive alive. Avoid the traps. Traps. Black man dropping like flies. 12 don't care about our lives. If you can accuse us, you gonna shoot. You can sit as a tip because you're gonna pull a Judas. We ain't vowed, you can't renew us. No. We ain't vowed, you can't renew us. No. We keep us and protect. We just tryna make it out of projects. We give you all the respect, but our lives you like to collect. We shot JQ 10 times, cause you wanna use your gun. RP Slayton. And there's a black man gone that month. Protect our sons, yeah. Modern ain't KKK. Kill a black man every day. You kill a black man for a hold in the child kill girl. Why he in his garage Armand twisted like crochet. Yeah, man, y'all don't have remorse. You kill a black man fist on the new porch cause you wanna use us so force. Can't breathe. of us dying, we should be flying together as one. Put on the gun. Instead of us dying, we should be flying together as one. Put on the gun. We gotta stay silent, it ain't no crime. Do not consent, cause them both lying. Watch out for the trash and ruins your life. Avoid the trash and know your rights. Yeah, know your rights, the foot and the fit. Them boys in blue will enter your clique and watch the news so you can say hit. Cause they would get paid for the blood that we drink. I am so sick of these traps. 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 These better lives, we can't take it back. Shoot a 12-year-old man, that is so whack. He had a twin, got shot in the back. We need justice for rights in the end of that track. Bleep, bleep. Yeah, I got a glass and a strap in the Uzi. We is a non and y'all should shoot. Y'all don't set up bullets until we stop moving. You decide to be blue, but we black without you. We give you respect and we just take on. Hit them black man that are armed. So getting a ton of you should learn it. Avoid the tracks so you could be gone. Instead of us dying, we should be flying. Instead of us dying, we should be flying. Instead of us dying, we should be flying. Instead of us dying, we should be flying, yeah.
Avoid traps, arrive live. R.I.P. to all the fallen soldiers that died.
And there you have it. Avoid the traps. I hope it was informative. And I'm still here with J.A.E., rapper and community activist. So do me a favor, J.A.E., tell my viewers where they can find you, where they can locate you. You're able to perform. Let's get it popping.
My Instagram is @thereal_J.A.E. You can find me on YouTube. Just type in my full name, Javen Early, JAYVYNEARLEY.
All right. Thank you so much, J.A.E.
Thank you.
Upcoming rapper, community activist. And this is your first interview.
Very first.
Listen, I'm honored.
It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much for gracing the Queenup Chronicles Talk stage. All right?
Period.
It is what it is. Period. There you have it. This concludes Queenup Chronicles Talk. Thank you so much for staying tuned in. Happy holidays, and I'll see you next week.
For my look up today, I'm representing Four Sister Queens. This amazing soft curly unit was styled by Paradise Styles. And I'm wearing mink eyelashes from Brows by KC. And this amazing uneven hemline dress, printed black and white, is from The Vault by Sasha. And the belt that I paired it with is from the It Factory. I felt fabulous and amazing today. Thank you so much for tuning in to Queenup Chronicles Talk. Your support is appreciated. Stay tuned for the next episode.